the Super Review Show for this movie review of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Okay, yes, it's a little late. I know I said Saturday, but here we go. I just saw it this Wednesday, but the day before Thanksgiving, and I got to see it, and it was really a lot of fun. So here we go. We're gonna get into a few things. We're gonna get into the plot points. Some spoiler. This is spoiler filled, guys. There's spoilers everywhere. Here's the deal. Spoilers are coming all over the place, so please please, if you don't want to know anything, don't watch this. If you do, watch at your own risk. So there's that. Okay, that being said, let's get into the main overall plot. Now, the cast was a dynamite cast. Like, Eddie Redmayne as Newt Scamander was great. Truthfully, I don't remember all the. I looked up all the cast, but none of them I recognize. So forgive me. So based on what I know, Eddie Redmayne was a great Newt Scamander. I think he's gonna nail it in the next 4 Fantastic Beasts movies, because they announced 4 more. There was originally a trilogy. Then they're gonna do 2 more on top of that. So there's a total of 5 Fantastic Beasts films. There was that. Ezra Miller played the bad guy, so to speak, and also. Colin Farrell played the other bad guy, if you will. He was the head of the New York division of Ministry of Magic in the 1920s. So there's your key cast. Now let's jump over to the plot. Okay, the plot of this movie is a little confusing if you're not if you're not like a really big Harry Potter fan. Then and you're going into this, I would just say watch some Harry Potter movies ahead of time. Watch either way. Just watch a bunch of Harry Potter movies to get the idea overall. Like, watch the first probably 3 or 4, and then go into this. Because then you'll know, okay, this is where it leads up to. This is what he goes. So basically, Newt Scamander comes to visit America, and specifically New York City, and he decides to basically. He's writing a book about these fantastic beasts, how to treat them, how to care for them. But then all of a sudden, things get tied up, and some of the beasts escape, and at the same time, there's a dark magical force running amongst New York City. That dark magical force is later revealed to be Ezra Miller's character. I'll get to him in a second. But basically, Newt Scamander's character. He is just really a great. I liked him a lot. He was very quiet. He really had a good time, but I think that I think the character of Newt Scamander was played very well by Eddie Redmayne, essentially. So there's that. Also, I will say this: there is So there was that. Now he visits New York City and he meets up with a few other people who are wizards and witches as well. And in the 1920s, there's not much magical stuff going on, and if anything, they're in secrecy, because like, oh my god, if the public found out, blah 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 blah, right? So there's that, and so there's that, and he just keeps going on from that, and then eventually he runs into a baker, and his pastries go. He wants to be a pastry chef or baker. I don't know how to put this. Anyways, he just really Newt Scamander runs into him, and the baker joins up with him. Even though he's a Muggle, he's working with the wizards now at this point. I thought that was a good angle to go off of, because if you have a Muggle working with wizards, I always thought that would be a cool angle to see on screen, and we finally saw it. I really liked it. Eventually, the Ministry gets them. They're about to wipe away his memories because of all these beasts that he has, whatever. And he's about to get his memory erased, but then he escapes, and all is good. They're trying to figure it out. And meanwhile, on the other side of the city, there's these Ezra Miller's character, who's a young boy who's actually being tortured by his mother, who actually hates wizards. They know of them, but they hate them. They hate the wizards. They hate the witches. They hate all of them. They go on from there, and basically, what happens is. It turns out that he is actually a very dark force of magic, and he just kind of fights against New York City, and he's kind of an unknown source, if you will. He's an unknown kind of entity, and he eventually fights back against the Ministry. They try and take him down and all this stuff, and it was really cool to see that on screen. It's just like a dark cloud, and he's coming after people. It was really crazy. So eventually, time goes on. As news commander gets out of the ministry, he escapes, blah blah, etc., etc., etc. And there's that. And at the ending, there is an end battle fight, but I don't want to say too much about it because they're actually really fun. There's a great fight scene. And actually, the way they take back the Fantastic Beasts, the way they get them back is actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. There's different. This is overall though. This movie has a lot of humor. It has a lot of good times. You'll go into the theater having a blast with this. You don't really have to know much about Harry Potter ahead of time because they don't really reference a lot. They do remembrance. They bring up Hogwarts. They say how he's writing a book and how that textbook eventually becomes Harry Potter's textbook. Stuff like that. It's just not. It's very vague connections. Overall, this movie is a very good standalone Harry Potter universe spin-off movie, and I'm sure they did set it up to be a very good sequel. And the last shot, I don't want to reveal it because I want you guys to see a lot of this stuff. So when you see the last scene, you'll get that's how they're gonna go on from that to the rest of the 4 movies. So in total 5. This should be great, guys. And overall, I really had a good time. I definitely had a really good time going to see this movie at the theater. And I was nervous because it was like, it's not Harry Potter, but it's going to do good because it's got the Harry Potter-esque type of feel to it. And it's got a good name. Plus, the director, David Yates, of Harry Potter 4, 5, and 5, 6, 7, Part 1, Part 2. David Yates, he actually is directing. He directed this, and he's going to direct. I think they're already in pre-production on the second one. I could be wrong. But either way, they're shooting all these movies. And I think they're going to shoot them all as one and just drop them all. Kind of like how they did Lord of the Rings. They're going to drop them off in different years. Anyways. But that's just my opinion on it. But listen. If I had to rate Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, like how would I rate the movie? Out of 10, I would give this movie... I didn't love it, but I really had a great time with it. It was just a feel-good movie. I recognize a lot of the stuff. I do recommend it if you're a Harry Potter fan. Go see it. If you're not a Harry Potter fan, just go see it for what it is. I would give this movie an 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10 for Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. This is a great movie, guys. I recommend going out and seeing it. I know I didn't really tell you too much about the movie, but I think you guys will like it. I think when you guys go see it, you'll have a good time with it. So there's that. Listen. But yeah, so the year is coming to a close, guys. We got 1 or 2 more movies we're going to go see over the year. Do a review of it. I think Rogue One this is the next big one we're going to do. That should be good. But yeah, so there's that. But yeah, for this Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them Harry Potter spin-off movie review, my name is J-Man Off to Work, and this is the Super Review Show. So I'll see you guys later.